This is a movie on the market, to buy stuff and to sell stuff, and to learn how not to get ripped off or to actually make a nice profit on things. Market window is fairly easy. At the left side you have your selection screen. You can put up a range filter, station, solar system, region. Fairly obvious, I do think. Then you can select, using these trees, what you need at that moment. That's a possibility. You can also use search, which most of the times is easier if you know what you're looking for. And there's a quick bar, which we'll explain later. If you're looking for stuff, and you want to narrow down your search a bit so you don't get swamped in options, you could tick this box that says show only available. That will show only available products you're looking for. So if you have like 4 ships in the cruiser class, but there's only one of them for sale in the area, if you click this box you will only get that one. So if you're trying to find the other ones, it won't show up here. For that reason I almost always have this box unticked, because it's just rather annoying. Search is also very obvious, I do think. Quick bar. If you're looking for instance, a ship, I'm in the Amar region, so let's look for an Amar ship. Ships, cruisers. I gotta scroll down now. Amar, Meller. This is a way of doing it. If I know I'm looking for a Meller, I can just easily type Meller here, and that's quicker, of course. Now if I'm using a product or ship or whatever which I would be using regularly or want to keep an eye on, I can right click this and do add to market quick bar. If you do that, it ends up here. This is a save position, let's put it at that, and I have some stuff put here. So this is how you look for stuff. You either browse it, using these trees. You use a search, or you use an earlier saved quick bar. Now we go to the right side, and there's 2 windows there. There's a seller window and there's a buyer window. If you outright buy a product, or wanting to buy a product, you will look at 2 things: the amount of jumps, as you can see I can sort that, and the price. So if I'm looking the closest, 1 jump away, Amar, I'm not trying to find the cheapest one, which seems to be this one. There's an easy way, of course. If I just sort on price, 7.3, that's okay, that's a good price. That's 3 jumps away, that's not bad. The closest one, 1 jump away, is that 7.8 million. As you can see, this is fairly easy. This is easy to find, then most of the times it depends on the amount of sales, than doing it this way, because this might be cluttered up. But it might not always be smart to outright buy, because you will be buying for 7.8 million if you were to go 1 jump. If you look at the buyer's side and you sort on price, there's someone willing to buy that ship at 6.8 million. Okay, there's someone willing to sell at 7.8 million. Okay, so if I now would say, well, I'd like to buy a Mauler, and I'm willing to pay, let's pick a round number here, 6.9 million for it, I would place a buy order. I would change the price to 6,900. Probably for a couple of days, like a week or something. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't change anything. I just want one of them. And I can set a range, station, solar system, region, 1 jump, all the way up to 40 jumps. I don't want that, but you could. So I wouldn't buy directly, but I would place an order for me to buy one if someone is willing to sell at 6.9 million. The thing is, since I chose the highest price, that order will be filled probably, unless this guy says, yeah, well, I'm willing to buy it for 6.91 million or whatever. Then you get into the bidding rage and fight and all kinds of crap happens, and no one actually gets any sales. So you could save yourself almost $1 million by not buying directly, but putting up a buy order. You see these green things here. Some are green, some are not. That means that they are in range. If I look at price again, okay, it's actually the highest. If it wouldn't be, you see here, this is the bidding range. 0.01, 0.02 ISK. These traders or normal buyers, because he's just wanting to buy one, so that's a normal user, are checking the market several times a day to update their pricing. The green ones means that it is in range for you. So when they put up a buy order, they set a range that which you are close to. This guy just probably set it to system or station, and I'm not in system and I'm not in his station. So if I want to sell one, he's not the one going to buy it. He's the one going to buy it because he put up the highest price and he is green, so he is in my range, or I am in his range actually. So how does this work? If you go to price history, you'll see a graph which most people try to stay away from. It's actually quite useful, and you can set a time on it, 5 days or whatever. Let's set it to a month. That's always useful. There's just two things in this whole graph that actually are important. That is these yellow bits, blobs, these points here, and this red graph, this whole thing. These yellow dots are actual sales at sale prices. If I go to show table, you can see that today there have been 12 sold, and the lowest was 6.8 and the highest was 7.8. Okay, so that's $1 million difference. 12 sold, $1 million difference. Oh, that's not bad. But the actual product is almost 7 million, so you're not making a lot of profit. How do you look at the graph and make any sense of it? This red bar is nothing more than showing you the highest price something is being traded for and the lowest price something is being traded for. So that means that if this bar is rather wide, that means that there's a lot of difference between the buyers and the sellers. And that means there's room, to make a profit. Either if you want to buy something, you might buy it at this price if you need it now, but if you're smart, you put up a buy order and buy it at this price. That makes a difference. Or if you want to trade in stuff, it gets even more interesting. Now, a ship like a Meller isn't really important because it's a fairly normal commodity and it's a rather expensive item. It costs 7 million, and the price difference is 1 million. Even though 1 million is a lot, it's because the actual product is 7 million. It's just like 16-17% or something like that. It gets more fun if you go to this little baby, Light Neutron Blaster 2. These are cash cows. Look at this. Prices have dropped over time, but they still sell for around 500 something million, as you can see. Quite a lot, 523 million, 123 in stock. And then you look at the buyer's side, and the price is 101,000. That's nothing compared to the selling price now, is it? Why is that? There's always idiots that sell this stuff outright because they don't know. And they'll sell to this guy. And you think, well, no one is stupid enough to do that. Well, if you go to price history, yes they are. So you see, someone is an idiot here. Someone is selling this at 100,000 ISK while it's worth a whole lot more. someone's actually buying them at stupid prices as well, while the actual normal price is a lot lower. If you look at tables, you see that actually 31 are sold. Lowest 101, highest 513, where the average is 408. So you can work out how many have been sold for this price and this price. It's actually quite even looking at it. So this guy isn't stupid at all, because his orders are actually getting filled. So he buys them for 100,000 disc, 101, and he gets like 10 units a day, let's say that, and he sells them for 500,000 disc. That's a 400% profit, and if he sells 10 units a day, that's 4 million. The thing is, he doesn't even have to move for it. He just sits in a station, he puts up a buy order for a price, watch it getting filled, and if it's actually, if people are selling it in a normal area or a station, as in a MAR 8 and per family, which most people will do, when he has a decent amount of it, he will just put it on the market again for a price. That's how you trade. You don't have to have haulers or freighters or whole 40 jumps or into low sec or that crap. All you gotta do is sit in a busy system like Jita or the MAR in this case, and just sit there and look through all the modules, and ships and all that, but mostly modules, Tech 2 modules, named modules, all that cool stuff, and look for a bar that is nice and wide while there's actually sales going on. So if you're looking to buy stuff, don't outright buy. Check this graph. If it's wide, put up a buy order. If it's very narrow, if I look at this thing, it's probably going to be very narrow. Well, that's very narrow, but pulse laser ones, this price difference, even the price itself is crap, 3,000 disc, but there's no wide gap here, so trying to make a profit on this isn't going to be worth it. Don't even try. But here, yes, very much. And if you're willing to buy a Mauler or wanting to buy a Mauler, and you don't need it right now, but you're buying it beforehand, you need it in 3 days, put up a buy order, because you'll be saving yourself 1 million. That's essentially the market. Buying, selling, making a profit. Don't be being ripped off.